Just a quick tutorial on how to use Bitget. So here on the right side we have the cell phone. This is how it's gonna come up on any cell phone. So today we have a pointer. So everyone can now understand where I'm pointing, where I'm explaining, what I'm explaining. So this is how a signal is laid out usually. Usually this is how all the signals are sent out. So even if I go to the VVIP group, any signal group, as you can see, we have the coin name, we have long, we have the leverage, the percentage, the entry points, the targets, and the stop loss. So this is how all of the signals are laid out. So it's very simple. Firstly, you're just gonna click at the very top, then you're gonna search for what you want to trade. The example is going to be using BTC USDT. Then we are going to enter a long, meaning we are going to go higher with the market. We're going to enter a long. Then leverage here, this is a recommended leverage. Leverage here is 50x. As you can see here, we have 10x. This is where you're going to change your leverage. So you can either go up all the way until 50x leverage, which is high risk, or you can use a lower leverage like 20x all the way down to 10x, or even lower. If you want to risk lower, you can use 5x leverage. And leverage is basically how much you are borrowing. If you're going to be using $5 in your trade on 10x leverage, meaning you will be borrowing $50. And if the market goes against you by 5%, you will be automatically kicked out of that trade. Same applies when you're using 20x. You're using 20x leverage, meaning you are borrowing 20 times your money. If you're entering with $10, it's going to be 20 times, meaning your trade will be $200. But if the market goes against you by 5%, you will be kicked out. Then all the way up here at 50x, here you are amplifying your amount by 50x, meaning if you are entering with $10, you are initially borrowing $500. But if the market goes against you by 2%, you will be kicked out of the trade. And if the market goes up by 2%, you will be up 100% on your trade. So the higher the leverage, the more money you can make, and the more likely you can lose the money, because if it moves against you by only a little bit, you can lose all of your money. So the lower the leverage, the lower the risk. The higher the leverage, the higher the risk. So that is one thing that we must all understand. Then let's confirm. My network is a bit low, sorry about that. So let's use 50x. Confirm. Now we understand that the higher the leverage, the more risk you're taking. So let's use 50x. That means we're using high leverage, very, very high leverage on this trade. So we're just gonna confirm. Then wait for confirmation. Guess my network is just giving me a slight problem. Okay, let's leave it at 10x. So we're using less leverage than the recommended leverage, meaning we can use more than 1% on this trade because we're using less leverage. Then usually when you come down here, it's going to be on limit order. You're just going to change that limit order to market order. Then you're going to input the amount that you want to buy. Usually we use this tab right here. You can simply swipe on your phone. If you're using 1%, you can simply just go to 1% like so. Then if you're using more than 1%, you can swipe up and down depending on how much you want to use. So let's say you want to use 10% of your money, because we're using less leverage, we're using 10x leverage, so we can use 10% instead of 1%, because the risk we're taking is less. The market has to move against us by 10% for us to get liquidated, and so we can use a lot more money in our trade. So we're using 10%. Now we have to set our take profit and our stop loss. Now, take profit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 take profits. So now it all depends on how long you want to hold. If you want to hold for a small period of time, you can take the first take profit. If you want to hold for a longer period of time, you can take the second take profit. If you want to hold for even longer, third take profit. If you want to scalp, if you want to swing trade, meaning holding for more than a day, you can go for the last take profit. It all depends on what type of trader you are and which take profit you want to use. So I'm going to use the third one, 99, 99, 99, 285, 99, 285. So it's giving me the P&L, which is 12% profit, and I'll make $34 if I enter with 10% of my money. Then the stop loss, 70 is too far, so it's 90, let's say 92, 200. So stop loss is going to be 92200. It's going to give me my estimated loss. My estimated loss is going to be 59% if we get there, and I will lose $157. So I'm opening this long. The amount that I'm using on this long is written here at the bottom. As you can see, it's $292. So if I open this long, it's going to be taking $292 from my balance. So see the network, it's going to give me all the information. Then all you have to click is long. Then it's going to say open long at 10x. Then if you scroll down, you're going to find the position. You're going to find the position BTC USDT, the PNL, 19% profit, the position, my estimated liquidation price. So if Bitcoin reaches 86,900, I will be in 100% loss and I'll be kicked out of this trade. So, and I've set my take profit and stop loss, so I don't have to check that. Then if I want to take out that screen that we share, this is what we share usually in the group. This is what we share. So you can click on the small setting sign on the bottom right corner. Just click there and it will come up. So yeah, that is basically how you enter trades on Bitget. Very, very simple. Firstly, you just need to understand how to search BTC, USDT, then know your leverage, how much risk you want to take. If you are a risk taker, you can take 50x. If you are a low risk taker, you can do 10x, and 20x is basically in between. So you can do 20x if maybe you are more of a risk taker. Then you can move this arrow to determine how much you want to use. You can move it up 1%, 5%, 10%, and so forth. It is as simple as that. Then open long, open short. It all depends on what the signal says.